Well, my name is Wendy Pindar, and I am 56 years old.
We're going to start off with any major transitions you have gone through or are going through currently, and what the interruptions look like for that to anything with school, your career, and anything in that area more aimed towards your work life and or family.
Okay. Well, probably first transition would be when I left for college. I left home. I was the oldest, so the first one to leave the house, and went to University of Iowa for 4 years. Probably the second major one would be starting my new job. And I did work for about 12 years. And then another major transition after that was I decided to be a stay-at-home mom for about 5 years. So I had a lot of different transitions before I went back to work.
Great, great.
Mhm.
Um, and then another question that's just added on to this is if you think that there's any effect that the transition has on either of your kids or your relationship with your parents.
Sure. Well, I was very excited to leave for college. I really couldn't wait. I had three brothers, no sisters, and I was looking forward to, a fresh start and trying to live, independently. So that was exciting, but a little scary because I didn't know what was ahead. And I didn't have anyone from my high school that was going to the same college. So that was a pretty big transition. I'm told that my parents cried after they dropped me off. So I think it was a transition for them too, because they only had, sons home left because I have three younger brothers. Um, and then, yeah, I mean, when each one of my girls left for college, that was always hard. And um, having them leave the house was hard. But it is an easier transition now because it's the second time. And you do want them to flourish. And it's fun to watch them succeed and have a real friendship between the two of them now.
Great. So the next question we're going to talk about are the important areas of your life.
Sure. Well, family is probably the most important for me. I do really try to put my girls first. I'm married, so I like to really prioritize my marriage to my husband. Um, Faith, all my life, my parents instilled Catholic faith with me. I did go to a Catholic high school. I taught religious ed for 12 years, went to Mass weekly. And so faith has always been, um, a pretty focal point for me, especially in difficult times. And then I think community involvement, I always liked to try to get involved with helping those less fortunate than us.
As we
Mhm.
do, yes, for sure. Okay, the third question we're going to go over, the general question is how has culture shaped their lives and faith?
Yeah, I feel like I've been pretty fortunate in a culture, both the town I was raised in and the town that I've raised my girls in. And I grew up in a culture without social media. So it is different now, just watching my kids grow up with social media in the culture. I almost feel a little sad that it's so important. I feel like a less, there was less pressure on kids when I was growing up for being competitive and always feeling like you have to show that your life is great, even when it's not great. And I also miss like phone calls. I mean, I feel like when we were growing up, we would talk on the phone for hours with friends and boyfriends and grandparents. And it seems like texting has taken over. And I mean, to me, I like texting. It's, a good way for a quick contact, but I do miss those longer conversations of culture before they had social media.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So then a fourth question, what may be some of the distinct events that has shaped your life?
Well, I would say probably my high school. My parents sending me to a Catholic high school um, that I loved and had such a good, nurturing experience. It was run by the Sisters of St. Joseph. And I feel like they really instilled some core values in me, um, from really just having an empathy for other people, Christian values. And so I feel like my high school, plus I made a really, nice group of solid friends that I'm still friends with 30 years later. So I feel like my high school choice was probably a huge one.
Yeah, that is great. Lots of transitions there, all for the best. Um, what you spoke a bit about the core values that were instilled in school. You can talk a bit about what those were, or if any of your core values have changed throughout your life through those transitions, or anything you have a strong passion for.
Well, the Sisters of St. Joseph were extremely liberal in their thinking of Christianity. For one, um, they never liked to refer to God in the masculine version. This was something that was totally foreign to me. I'd never heard of this, and I was shocked that sisters actually thought that way. And so it kind of did instill in me, that God can be feminine or masculine. It's just a core that stuck with me. Um, Also, I think they taught me a lot about empathy. They, although, agreed with um, abortion being, the taking of a life, they never agreed with people that would be protesting outside of an abortion clinic or pointing fingers at moms that were making these very difficult decisions. They had empathy for them, and that really stuck with me. That was actually against some of the things that the church was believing, and here they were sisters and part of it, but they really taught me that you don't have to think exactly the way every rule goes. You can think about how would Jesus do something or view something. And so I think I've really taken that to heart in all my life. I feel like, as I call it, cafeteria Christianity. I feel like God would want you to be independent and would want you to really think about what you feel is the right thing and not what other people necessarily, think is the right thing. So I would say that really stuck with me.
That is great.
Mhm.
All very true. I think that's gonna wrap up all of the questions. If you
Mhm.
have anything else you feel strongly about, or you think that it should be said, or any development things that you've have seen in your own life, you can add on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Thank you
Perfect.
very much.
Perfect.
DJ on the track.